Hey YouTubers, Cyberdyne24 here, and I wanted to show you a rifle in my collection. This is something I've actually had for a little while, but I've made a lot of improvements onto it, and I just wanted to show you. Right here is my AR-15, as you can see. This originated as a double star AR-15 lower with a flat top upper, and originally had a steel cage on it with a Picatinny rails, all four sides on it. I originally picked this up back in 2010, right when President Obama was going to bring back the revision of the Brady Bill, and people were getting AR-15 and AK crazy, so I decided to pick up an AR-15. For the price, I spent about $1,200 on it. Didn't really fire it much at all until recently. Took it to the range, had quite a bit of issues with it. Took it to a local gun shop in my hometown of Northwest Indiana. If you want to know the place, it's called West Fort Sports on Franklin Street in Gary, Indiana. And this was done by Alex. What was done with it was that pretty much the bolt carrier itself was replaced. It originally had a complete mil-spec bolt on it. And also, don't worry, no magazine, no round in the chamber, so it's completely 100% safe to handle. The biggest issue to tackle was the actual bolt carrier group itself. So, what they decided to do instead was put a WND bolt carrier group on it. One great thing about this, it's got a Nibix coating on it, which makes this thing extremely easy to clean. Instead of having to use solvents to clean it off, all I do is I just take a rag, wipes it right off. It's kind of like a Teflon coating, so to speak. That was the first thing they had to get replaced on it. Now originally, the actual rail itself stopped to about here, and then you had your traditional GI gas block with front sights. Well, instead I wanted a longer rail system so that I can actually put a nice handguard on it, so I can really hold it really nice to my shoulder, and also give it that kind of cool look to it. So, brand new bird cage on it. I know I'm probably not using the right AR-15 terminology on it, but you know, to all you people are probably gonna hate on me for it. But the actual rail system. I have a full-length Picatinny rail here. I have diamond head flip-up sights, complete toolless adjustability. Well, the front sight you can adjust with your fingers. The rear sight you just use a screwdriver. No special tools necessary for it. It has a new Magpul gas block, brand new flash hider on top, and of course a big issue was the actual buffer tube and spring itself. The brand new buffer tube, brand new spring, and also some more Magpul furniture on it as well. And as we can see right here, as far as like the charging handle, it has this little extension on it, so it makes it easy. When you slap a mag in, instead of having to put your hands like this, you can literally put one hand on this, pull it, and you can actually charge around. You can charge around into the actual weapon itself. Dust cover, of course, forward assist, and also a cool little feature it has onto it. Here, let me just flip this over. Is right here, where you have your bolt release. This is actually a Magpul, what they call battery assist. It's what they call bad lever, which pretty much means is, I'm trying to get doing this by myself here, so bear with me. There's this little lever here. So all I do is I push this lever up, pull the bolt back, bolt is open. When I shove a fresh magazine in, instead of having to push this little button or slap it like most people do, I just push the lever down, bolt goes forward, round gets chambered through the weapon. Of course, it has a GI trigger. I eventually want to upgrade the trigger onto it, probably do like a Geisley automatic trigger on it. As far as the actual weapon itself, functionality, it functions fantastic. I fire brass cased ammunition, steel case, Wolf, Golden Bear, Silver Bear. I've been running Silver Bear on it because the ammo is actually quite reasonable price wise, and I don't have any kind of problems with it. And one thing, a misconception that most people have when it comes to ARs with ammunition, a lot of people always push brass case ammunition. Of course, you're going to be paying a few bucks more for the brass ammunition, but for me, from talking to a few law enforcement individuals and also military people as well, the really big difference between brass and also steel case ammunition is, with steel case, you do have to clean it. It gets dirt, the gun will get dirtier than with brass ammo, so yeah, you gotta do more clean, you have to clean it more, and also it puts more wear on the extractor itself. But the thing is, if you blow 1,000, 2,000 rounds with it, and if you have to replace an extractor, which can be under 20 bucks to do it, you really still are saving more money by buying the steel case ammunition versus buying brass. But I do have a bit of a stockpile of brass ammo as well, so like I say, I shoot a mixture of brass and steel case. But I would prefer the steel case with mine. I personally feel that, you know, it's everyone's right to have an AK or an AR-15. If someone asks me, what do you prefer, AK or AR-15? I've never shot an AK. I've never played around with it as far as taking it apart, putting it back together and cleaning it, so I really couldn't give you a very firm answer on that. Eventually I would like to get an AK and actually develop an opinion myself. Of course, the one thing I probably would say is I wish this was an actual gas piston AR. This is actually the direct impingement system, so that's the only fault I really have with it. Otherwise, I think it's a very fantastic rifle. And nowadays, you can buy ARs for under $1,000, and you can take them to these gun shops or gunsmiths, and for a few $100s, you can actually take a gun that was stock and okay, you can actually turn it into a great rifle. A little food for thought. Thank you so much for watching this video. Sorry if I'm a little all over the place or long-winded. I'm trying not to be. If you have any questions or comments, box is below. If you have any suggestions on how to make my videos better, send me a message. I greatly appreciate the feedback. Thank you so much. Have a good one.